Rahman, project management professional. Today I'm going to make a video tutorial on Scrum events. This video will helpful for people or person who are going to sit for the PSM exam or CSM exam or PMI SCP, even though who are going to sit for the PMP exam. So in this video, we are going to discuss the events of the Scrum. So sprint is a container for all the other events. So first is the sprint. Sprint is the container for all other events. Each event in the Scrum is a formal opportunity to inspect and adapt the Scrum artifact. Every event of the Scrum gives an opportunity to inspect and adapt the Scrum artifact. These events are specially designed to enable the transparency required. Failure to operate any event as prescribed result lost opportunity to inspect and adapt. When the team is failure to event any event of the Scrum as prescribed, that means the team is going to lose the opportunity of inspect and adapt. Events are in Scrum create regularity and minimize the need of meeting that is not defined in Scrum. If we can conduct successfully event regularly, that is minimize the irregularities and minimize the need of other meetings that is not defined in the Scrum. Optimally, all events are held at the same time, same place to reduce the complexity. Since we know all the events in the Scrum are placed in same place and same time, that's reduce the complexity. That helps to adopt easily, reduce complexity. The sprint is the first event. The sprint are the heartbeat of Scrum. So, what is the heartbeat of the Scrum? The answer is the sprint. And where ideas are turned into values. If the question is coming, where the idea of stakeholder turn into values? The answer will be the sprint. There are the fixed length events 1 month or less to create consistency. The length of the sprint is 1 month or less to create consistency. That means if the length of the sprint is always same size, that create an consistency. A new sprint start immediately after the conclusion of previous sprint. Sometimes there is a question when we should start the new sprint. The answer is the new sprint should be start immediately after conclusion of the previous sprint. All the work necessary to achieve the product goal, including the sprint planning, daily Scrum, sprint review, and sprint retrospective, happen within the sprint. So all the other events like the sprint planning meeting, daily Scrum, sprint review, sprint retrospective, these are the events that we have to conduct within that sprint. So during the sprint, what we should do? No change are made that would endanger the sprint goal. We should not change anything that can endanger our sprint goal. Quality does not decrease. The product backlog is refined as needed. Scope may be clarified and renegotiate with the product owner as more is learned. Sprint enables predictability by ensuring inspection and adaptation of progress towards the product goal at least every calendar month. When the sprint horizon is too long, the sprint goal may become invalid, complexity may rise, risks may increase. Shorter sprint can be employed to generate more learning cycle and limit the risk of cost and effort to smaller time frame. Sprint may be considered a short project. So when the sprint becomes too large, that time the sprint goals sometimes may become the invalid, complexity may arise, risks may be increased. So shorter sprint can be employed to generate more learning cycle and limited risks of cost effort to a smaller time frame. So each sprint we should consider a short project. Various practice exist to forecast progress. So for forecasting the progress, we are using various techniques in Scrum like the burn down charts, burn up charts, cumulative flows, while proven useful. These do not replace the importance of empiricism. In complex environment, what will happen is unknown. Only what has already happened may be used for forward-looking decision. The question can be asked: what is used for forward-looking decision? The answer is that only already happened is used for forward-looking decision. Sprint could be cancelled if the sprint goal is obsolete. When we can cancel an sprint and sprint can be cancelled if the sprint goal becomes obsolete. Who has the authority to cancel an sprint? The product owner has the authority to cancel a sprint. So first we are going to some discussion on the sprint planning event. The sprint planning initiates the sprint by laying out the work to be performed for the sprint. The resulting plan is created by the collaborative work of entire Scrum team. Then question can become: who will create the sprint plan? Who will create the sprint plan? The answer is entire Scrum team. The product is ensured that all attendees are prepared to discuss the most important product backlog items and how they map to the product goal. The Scrum team also invite other people to attend the sprint planning to provide advice. The question can be asked: who will invite other people to attend in sprint planning meeting to provide advice? The answer is the Scrum team. So sprint planning address the following topic. During the sprint planning meeting, we have to address the following three topics. Topic number 1, why the sprint is valuable. Topic 2, what can be done this sprint. Topic 3, how will the work get done. So, topic 1. Let's discuss the topic 1. Why the sprint is valuable. The product owner proposed how the product could be increased its value and utility in the current sprint. The whole Scrum team collaborate to define a sprint goal to get why the sprint is valuable to stakeholder. The sprint goal must be finalized prior to the end of the sprint planning. Then the second topic is what can be done this sprint. Through the discussion with the product owner and the developers, select items from the product backlog to include in the current sprint. The Scrum team may refine these items during this process with increased understanding and confidence. Select how much can be completed within a sprint may be challenging. However, the more the developer knows about the past performance, their upcoming capacity, and their definition of done, the more confidence they will be in their sprint forecast. Then topic third. How will the work get done? For select product backlog item, the developers plan the work necessary to create an increment that meets the definition of done. This is often done by decomposing product backlog item into smaller work item of 1 day or less. How this is done at the sole discretion of the developer. No one tells them how to turn the product backlog item into a increments of values. So, question can be asked: who will tell the developer teams how to turn the product backlogs item into increment of the value? Answer is no one. So another question can be asked: how this is done? This creation. Okay. This is obtained by the decomposition. Who will do the decomposition? The decomposition is done by the developers. The sprint goal, the product backlog item selected for the sprint plus the plan of delivering them are together referred to the sprint backlog. So, what is sprint backlog? Sprint backlog is product backlog item that is selected for that sprint, and the plan for delivering them are together referred as the sprint backlog. Sprint planning is a time box to maximize hour for 1 month sprint. The duration of the sprint is 1 month. Then the time box of the sprint planning meeting is 8 hours. For shorter sprint, the event is usually shorter. For example, if the length of the sprint is 2 weeks, then the sprint planning is time box will be only 4 hours. Daily Scrum. Next event is the daily Scrum. The purpose of the daily Scrum is to progress towards the sprint goal and adapt the sprint backlogs as necessary and adjust the upcoming plan work. The daily Scrum is a 15 minutes event for the developers of the Scrum team. So, daily Scrum is the event for the developers of the Scrum team. To reduce complexity, it is held same time, same place, every day of the sprint. So why this is the sprint planning meeting take place every day at the same place and same time? Because it reduces the complexity. If the product owner or Scrum Master are actively working on the item in the sprint backlog, then they can participate as a developer. Developers can select whatever structure and technique they want, as long as their daily focus on the progress towards the sprint goal and produce an actionable plan for the next day of the work. This creates focus and improves self-management. Daily Scrum improves communication, identify impedance, prompt quick decision making, and consequently eliminate the need for other meeting. The daily Scrum is not only time developers are allowed to adjust their plan, often meet throughout the day for more detailed discussion about the adapting or replanning the rest of the sprint work. Then sprint review meeting. The purpose of sprint review is to inspect the outcome of the sprint, determine future adaptation. The Scrum team present the result of their work to a key stakeholder and progress towards the product goal as discussed. It can be asked, in which event the Scrum Master, the Scrum team present the result of their work to key stakeholder? The answer is sprint review meeting. During this event, the Scrum team and stakeholder review what was accomplished in the sprint and what changes in the environment. Based on this information, attendees collaborate on what to do next. The product backlog may also be adjusted to meet new opportunities. The sprint review is a working session, and the Scrum team should avoid limiting it to a presentation. The sprint review is second to last event of the sprint and is time boxed to maximize of 4 hours for a 1 month sprint. So, sprint review is the second to the last event, and time box for this event is the hour for 1 month sprint. Then the sprint retrospective. This is the last event. Sprint retrospective is the last event. The purpose of this event is to plan way to increase quality and effectiveness. So the question can be asked, which event helps to increase the quality and effectiveness of the work of the developers or Scrum teams? Then the answer will be the sprint retrospective. Scrum team inspect how the last sprint went with regards to individual interaction, process, tools, and their definition of done. Sprint elements often vary with domain of work. Assumptions that lead them astray are identified and their origins explored. The Scrum team discussed what went well during the sprint, what problem it encountered, and how the problem was solved. During the sprint retrospective meeting or event, the Scrum team discussed what was good during the sprint, what was the problem that was faced by the Scrum team, and how the problem was resolved. This is the discussion during the sprint retrospective meeting. Then the Scrum team identified the most helpful changes to improve its effectiveness. The most impactful improvements are addressed as soon as possible. They may even be added to the sprint backlog for the next sprint. The sprint retrospective concludes the sprint. Who is conclude the sprint? So we can say the answer is the sprint retrospective. It is time boxed to maximum of 3 hours for 1 month sprint. For shorter sprint, the event is usually shorter. Thank you for watching this video. I believe this video is helpful to you who are going to sit for the PMI, SAP, PSM or PMP exam. I am requesting to subscribe our channel, which will motivate us to create more video in future.